It could be difficult to decide how to spend your time in one of the top cities of the USA and the world with so many well-known monuments and attractions. Is going to see this worth it, or has that got time for me? Answering these questions is challenging for any traveller, but it's extremely challenging in New York. We're here to make your planning a little bit simpler with this handy list of the city's must-see locations, from renowned monuments to great neighbourhoods. Here are a few of the top locations to visit anytime you're in New York. Statue of Liberty and Ellis Island. Although the number one rank on this list may not come as a surprise, there's no denying that both of these sites are essential to see when in New York. Not just for New York, but all of America, the Statue of Liberty serves as a symbol. Additionally, Ellis Island is a symbol of the country because it is the source of lineage for about half of all Americans. There are various ways to see the statue from the port, but if you want to get a good look at it, we suggest making the trip to Liberty Island. You can climb the pedestal at the Statue of Liberty Museum for breathtaking views. It's only a short ferry ride from there to Ellis Island, where you can visit the Immigration Museum and discover more about this important entryway to America. Broadway. Since there are over 40 Broadway theatres in the Theatre District, New York has some of the best live theatre on the planet. Whether it's a brand new musical, the newest smash hit, or a timeless classic, taking in a Broadway production will take you out of your seat and into a whole new world. That's how Broadway works its magic. Brooklyn Bridge. A simple, enjoyable adventure, crossing the Brooklyn Bridge is the ideal justification for travelling to Brooklyn. The bridge itself is a wonder to see on its own, and the views are unmatched. Start on the Brooklyn side and move toward Manhattan for the greatest views. It retains the vista in front of you and gives you less congested start. You will have more time to unwind and take in the environment as a result. If the weather is good, try going for a stroll as the sun sets to see Manhattan's skyline come to life, one skyscraper at a time. Observation decks. The urban cityscape of New York City is incredible, and you can see it all from the observation decks. Three of the best are the One World Observatory, Top of the Rock, and the Empire State Building. Whichever one you select, you are certain to have a breathtaking view and an incredible experience. For most people, it isn't worthwhile to spend the time and money on all three, so I advise picking one and taking lots of pictures. Each has advantages of its own. The Empire State Building is without a doubt the most well-known and a classic. Additionally, it's the latest to open, giving you more leeway to fit it into your schedule. Central Park. Nothing compares to a warm day in Central Park. Save this one for a nicer day because rain prevents you from really appreciating the beauty that is practically New York's backyard. There are many things you may do here, and you'll see other New Yorkers enjoying the same things. You can take a stroll around the Ramble, pay tribute at Strawberry Fields, go skating at Wallman Rink, or have a picnic in Sheep's Meadow. A fantastic approach to see real New York City living is to visit Central Park. Ice skating in Central Park during the winter is magical, and Central Park in the snow is a classic New York fun. Little Italy and Chinatown. You can experience New York's diversity when you visit Little Italy in Chinatown, which is just one of the many beautiful aspects about the city. What's best? Just down the streets from one another are these two quite distinct neighbourhoods. The beauty of New York is that you can experience two completely distinct but equally fascinating districts within a few short blocks of one another. Little Italy features a seemingly limitless selection of pasta, pizza, and pastries, in addition to a few annual events that truly liven up the area. Metropolitan Museum of Art. There are many interesting and historic museums in New York, but the Metropolitan Museum of Art manages to separate out from the crowd. It is the biggest art museum in the country and one of the most popular ones worldwide. More than 2 million works are in the permanent collection alone. You could spend an entire day exploring its halls of art and culture and yet still not see it all. The Metropolitan Museum of Art is close to another must-see destination on this list because of its accessible location in Central Park. Grand Central Terminal. Grand Central, arguably one of New York City's most stunning structures, has changed significantly since it first opened its doors in 1913. One of the largest and busiest stations in the entire globe, this location sees almost 250,000 visitors every day. Although its scale is outstanding, it's also worth praising it for its architecture. The main concourse ceiling, which rises 125 feet above you and features a mural of gold leaf constellations, is the highlight. Make sure to spend some time outside because the building's exterior is equally stunning, standing out among the Midtown area's sleek, contemporary towers. The High Line. On the west side of Manhattan, one of New York's most unexpected sights may be found. The west side of Manhattan in New York City's The High Line is a 1.45-mile elevated linear park, greenway and a rail path. Built on a former New York Central Railroad spur, it rises 30 feet above the ground and circles back and forth along 10th Avenue. Since the park opened in 2016, it is still not on many travelers' trip plans, making it a relatively recent addition to the tourist scene. The park is situated on what used to be an industrial railroad and extends from Gansevoort Street in the meatpacking district all the way up to 34th Street. You can see different plant species growing along the paths as you go up and down them, and you can also see the original tracks themselves snaking in and out of view. 9/11 Memorial. The effects of September the 11th can still be felt in New York more than any other American metropolis. But rather than dwell on the horror of the incident, the 9/11 Memorial considers the city's recovery and growth since that day. 2 memorial pools with the moving title, Reflecting Absence, stand in the footprints of the towers and surround the museums on either side. It's impossible to miss all the incredible new structures that have been built nearby the memorial to replace what was lost. One of these is the 9/11 Museum, which, if you have the time, you absolutely must visit. The 9/11 Memorial and the 9/11 Museum are both serene and solemn, both undoubtedly emotional to experience, but they are both ultimately a beautiful tribute worth visiting. We hope on your next trip to New York you can get a chance to visit one of these spectacular places. Let us know in the comments below where you would visit. Thanks for watching, we'll see you in the next one.